Hello everyone. This video is not about a conspiracy to waste your time. Before we begin, let me ask you few simple questions. Do you vote? I vote. And I'm sure you vote. We all are forced to vote. But the people in power, do they really represent us? Do they have the character we have? Are they as good as we are in our normal lives? Do they really want to serve us? Are they reachable to normal public? Do they want to meet the public? The answer to most of these questions is no. Then where the problem lies? Let me tell you. It's in the system of governing a country, and that is democracy. The system of democracy does not represent us and is not capable to choose a leader with the character we all have. Now, I am taking responsibility to provide you with the reasons that are justified and supported to convince you why this system of democracy is not capable to provide you with your true leaders. Now, do you accept the vote you cast? It represents one. It cannot be more than one. So, the vote of a rapist, a murderer, or a criminal represents one, whereas the vote of a good character person who struggled all his life to earn good legitimate money also represents one. Is it justified? No. So let's assume if you say it's justified, so can you answer my question? Will a criminal will choose a good leader with no criminal background? Will a rapist will choose a good character person, or will a murderer will choose a good judge who give a verdict against him? I am confident that all of these statements are raising concerns about this system of democracy. So, the conclusion for the reason number one is that a vote for a good person and a criminal, rapist, and murderer cannot be equal. The reason number two is audit of electoral system. Can you answer me? If you want to audit or check whether the vote cast by you is correctly considered for the candidate you choose. So, can you go and check it in your election commission? Will they allow you to check that, or will they confirm you? I am sure they will be saying, we cannot confirm, as there are millions and billions of people giving votes, and we cannot allow access to any person. So, again, a question: is this democracy? Or it's a system to choose the people that we don't want, but by convincing us that we chose them. The reason number 3. The purpose of democracy is to represent majority. But the recent elections in USA, where Trump got 47% of votes and Clinton got 48%, then both these percentages look similar. Then how Trump won the presidency compared to Clinton? Is that makes sense? The answer is no. Let me add one more thing here. After the elections in a country, Pakistan, in 2013, where the voters turnout was 28 to 29 million compared to the population of 220 million people. My question is, how 29 million people gave the right to govern the future of 220 million people, which is just almost 14% of the total population if we calculate in terms of numbers. And if we dig down more, then you will find many of the votes being fake. Reason number 4. If you apply for a job in a company, they will be needing qualification and experience, and if you miss any of these, they will not be going to hire you. Now, if we compare this with the electoral system, then you must be knowing that except for general bachelor's and master's requirement, there are no specific experience or qualification requirements. For example, for an IT minister, he or she should have technology related degrees and experience. But you must be knowing that most of countries, their parliament and party system does not give priority to qualification and experience, which does not allow a country to grow in the sector where their parliamentary leaders have no expertise. So this represents a really sad really sad aspect of democratic system. Reason number 5. Now I have a very powerful question to ask you. If there are 5 persons in a room, 4 of these vote to kill the last one. Will you be supporting this? Or will you want to know what is right and what is wrong? I am confident you will want to know what is right and wrong. Similarly, this is what our justice system has. The judge wants to know what is right and what is wrong. The court does not ask people to vote and decide who is right and wrong. So, do you really think this democratic system is having all capacity and capability to choose our leaders? I am confident it is not. Still confused? Let me add one more thing here. You must be following any of the religion, and all the greatest personalities in the religion were against the wrong. And we all know that most of the people who were not agreeing with those great personalities were in majority. So, if at that time there was democracy, will any of the religion be formed? I am confident based on democracy it will not. Reason number 6. Another question from you. If there are 5 people and we have to hold them accountable, and if there are 300 people and we have to hold them accountable, so which one would be easier? I am sure it will be the 5%. So that is how we can compare the democratic system and the system of kingdom or a dictatorship. In a kingdom, the king allocates all the responsibilities to the good people and then is accountable to everything and cannot blame others. Whereas in democracy, if you ask a specific minister or government employee, he starts blaming others, and you will never be finding any specific person who can be held accountable. Let me add one more thing. If democracy was the sole solution for governance, then how the countries like China, like Saudi Arabia, and like Brunei, how their growth is so extensive and the people there are happier than the countries with democratic system. I am not going to extend this with you much longer and provide you with my final reason number 7. If you see the current world map, what you will notice, there are number of small and big countries, and the number of countries is increasing fastly. Now, what is the reason for that? The reason is the system of democracy, which is based on divide and rule. Why am I saying that? It is because that democratic system need different parties in a country, and these parties then try to highlight all negative points about each other and does not decide on anything because they never agree on a combined agenda for the benefit of the country. And then, due to these differences, they are used by different external powers. Now, these powers for developed countries like USA and UK are the multinational companies who then use the government for their benefits by not banning the products that are harmful for the nations. And in developing countries, they are used by different other governmental powers who lend money or provide support for their own agenda, and then they keep these parties in power. So, in whole of these 18 minutes, what was lost? It's the purpose of democracy, which is the people. Now, do you really think that the democracy is for the people? I'm sure it's not. My objective and responsibility was to make you understand that this democracy is not what we all need, and it is fooling all of us by convincing us that we chose the leaders and one day they will solve all our problems. Now, I know you have one big question in your mind. What is the solution? The solution is simple and single, that we need one single leader who is committed, who is willing, who is motivated, who has all the powers, who is best with best character, and he will be only the one who can lead the whole country by choosing best persons he know, and then he will be held accountable to us. We don't want this democracy with bunch of people who discuss different things all the day and they don't agree on anything. They give interviews in the media, create sensations, they create controversies, and if you see their work in reality, if you see their actions in reality, there is nothing.